Howdy everybody, HMV here. Playing more Kerbal Space Program, and before I build any ships or accept any contracts or anything, I wanted to show you the new tabs. Look at this, the utility tab, look how small it is. That's because we have a communications tab, which actually removes things from the science tab. We have an electrical tab. We have a thermal tab. We have a ground stuff tab. We have the aerodynamics tab, which no longer has heat shields in it because it's in the thermal tab. That's just awesome. Possibly stack decouplers should not be in structural anymore, though I don't know exactly where they should go. Oddly enough, they might fit in utility now. But that makes me very happy. The fuel tank and engines icons still confuse me. For some reason, I think these are fuel tanks. And because this is a little fire thing, I think this is engines. But what are you going to do? If you just made this fuel tanks and then made a little engine bell looking thing for engines, I would be the happiest guy in the world. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Lots of changes. This is build 1507, and we're going back to Minmus. But first, we're going to test this little guy. He's got 3 contracts we're going to test. We're going to test these engines on the launch pad, and we're going to test this and this splashed down. Turn the probe core on, and I was going to say hopefully we have enough fuel, but I just realized the problem isn't going to be the fuel. It's going to be, oh, the fact that we don't have parachutes on this guy. We're going to call that a test flight, and we're going to revert to vehicle assembly. Yeah, we should definitely put a parachute on this guy, which I'm going to say is going to be in aerodynamics. No, it's still in utility. We could probably put that parachute. Oh, we could actually put it here. That's kind of funny. If we put it here, we probably won't be able to deploy it. So let's put it on the bottom. That's what you would do, right? And how do we make this thing more stable? Other than you don't. You know what we could do? Oh, this is kind of fun. I'm enjoying this. Edit the fairing. Let's the fairing go out just a tad. I don't know if you know this trick. You hit X to get 2, and then you get them lined up. And then you hit Shift X to go back to 1, and then drop it. And somehow the staging survived all that. T space. Get aimed over here. We ran out of electric charge. I just thought of that at the very last second. So we can't actually do anything with this ship. Dang it! Okay, T space 45-degree angle. Let's actually aim it right at the horizon here, because I don't want to wait through the parachute either. Revert flight to launch. This should not be this hard. It's a good idea. The idea I had is a good one. It's sound. We just have to get the amount of everything correct here. Okay. Now we're going slow enough. Okay. We need to turn SAS off for one thing. We can also hibernate this guy now. Not that it's going to matter that much, but because he's going to reach the water a lot faster than he did before. Okay, now we're going to de-hibernate him. We are going to hit F5. I don't know how these guys got on the same stage, but there we go. We're going to do the thingamawhatsit. Yay! And then we're going to do the other what's-a-thingit. Nice. 3 tests complete. Things sinking into the water. And then we should have more contracts. Plant a flag on the moon. We might not ever go back to the moon, so I don't really want to accept moon contracts. Test the landing gear landed at Kerbin. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Test the stack separator at the launch site. Sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave these moon ones alone. I'm not gonna decline them or anything, but we're not gonna going back there because we're going to Minmus. Like I said 5 minutes ago. The problem with naming your ships after elements is it's really hard to figure out which one is which when you're reloading them. There we go, the oxygen. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah, I figured out the problem here when I launched this thing last time. These, because auto strutting was off on this guy, let's go ahead and he sank down, so these guys actually got pushed into this. So when I decoupled this thing, it was kind of shrouded around this thing. So that should make this fine. Also, we have way too much oomph on this guy for a min-miss run. This guy, and well, actually, maybe we don't. Because what I want to do here is I want to be able to use CurbNet to find the biomes to land on. So we could actually probably clean min-miss out, which is crazy to think we could do that in a stock game. Let's go ahead and up our communications abilities here. We've got a relay antenna. We need an actual non-relay antenna. And I just want the most powerful thing I've got. We're not at the point of this game where we need to worry too much about money. That's perfect. Because that'll be gone by the time we get back. Okay, what were the problems with this ship? One is these were too high. Also, we added them without... and actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put them flat like this so that we get... the most left-right coverage. Because these fuel tanks are going to drop. I have to remember to stage these away. Yeah, you know what? We could do that at the same time we do this one. To make sure those go. We don't need this second decoupler anymore. And actually, we don't need any of these anymore. Although I'm a little worried about this, and I didn't like this paradigm last time, in that this got stuck to that. So let's fix this whole thing as we're going here. Let's do all the fixes. Cubic octagonal strut. I don't have it. Oh, I do have it. Okay, sweet. Let's add one of these guys right to here. And then re-add this guy right to here. And then we're going to use this to make sure he's nice and centered. And then we're going to push him back. Nice. Now we're going to put one of these guys here. And one of these guys here. I'm having thoughts. These engines are super powerful for min-miss. I'm having thoughts. Here are my thoughts. We're going to do this. 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 These guys are extended. Yeah, these need to be lower. So let's attach them to the Science Junior instead of this. There we go. Now those are below that. So now we can retract them. And then this can attach here, and then nothing is bad. This is by itself. Then we'll get rid of these at the same time we do this engine. I think that's fair. Then we get rid of these when they run out of fuel. And this is our min-miss ship. This is the neon one. Awesome. Okay, we are going to save it. And we've got our comm. We've got the monoprop removed from this guy like we should. We're going to min-miss this time, which means we want to... There we go. We want to give a little bit of a blader. Let's make it 40. We also probably want a battery. Probably. We can probably tuck it in here. Part of me wants to put the battery on here and just add to the cheatiness. Let's go ahead and do it. Electrical. This battery right here. Can I get in here? Open the doors and look at that. You can see the battery in there. I think I like it. Let's close the doors. Okie doke. We are good. The crazy thing is we have all this science. Let's go ahead and save this and see if we can get more science to take the min-miss here. Yeah, we want the seismometer now. And then where's the gravioli detector? It's here. So we need to drill up through here. It needs any of these two. This needs any of these two. So we could just grab this and this. And then also grab this. So we're going to grab this right now. And then we're going to grab this. And then we're going to see if we can spend the money, which I think we can now. Ooh, that'll leave us with 100,000. How much does the neon one cost? Oh, the neon one costs 40, so we can definitely do this. So we're upgrading mission or R&D. Bam! That is a pretty looking complex there. And then we are getting the gravioli detector. And we still have 428. That is just crazy. Really, the next thing to do is to go interplanetary after this. But I'm not going to unlock anything I don't actually actively need. One thing I wouldn't mind is better solar panels. Let's go ahead and get those. And we don't need those, definitely. What is this? Oh, that's the radiator. We don't care about that. Don't care about any of this stuff. Better antennas would always be nice, but I'm not gonna sweat that. Ladders, we don't need ladders. We don't need all these things. RCS would come in handy eventually, but we might not even be doing anything with RCS in this game. We lost the ability to use this, although I don't need it. But let's go ahead and research it anyway. And then we could grab the claw. And then that's the end of our stuff. Then we might be able to get satellite contracts here, especially if we upgrade the tracking station, which of course we can't afford. So let's go ahead and let's see. It is morning already. Let's go ahead and launch the Neon One. And Val isn't going. Bob is going. Bob has never been to Minmus, I don't think. And he is. Oh, you know what? We can't launch the vessel. We need to edit it. Okay, I've added fuel lines here. Very, very critical when you're trying to route fuel. And I've also added my science inside here, which I'm not going to bother showing you. We also just realized I want the better solar panels. Spent all that money unlocking them. I might as well use them. And what I want is... Oh, they're in electric, aren't they? What I want is the 1x6s that don't retract. Because they're lighter. Although, do I want the ones that don't retract right there? No, you know what? I can put them out here because they'll always be out of the way. And they'll always be connected to the vessel until the very end. And then, you know what? Just for safety, let's go ahead and put these back on. Okay, save it. 56 out of the 76 grand. Let's make sure our scientist is in there. That's critical. And let's save it and launch it. And let's just assume staging is right, shall we? Just realize we have very poor control because somehow I lost the fins on these engines. But that's okay. Hopefully it won't cause too many problems. We can aim at prograde, and I think we're going to. Now we're going to lose these side tanks, then we're going to lose this bottom one, then we're going to lose these and have the engine go at the same time. I think that's fair. Yeah, I don't like the speed at which we are dropping here. Now, these guys are still emptying their fuel, which is good. Let's look at our apoapsis here. 13, definitely too low. I'm glad I caught that when I did. Whoa, rotating the ship is bad. Yeah, we might need to relaunch this thing. I forgot I had such low TWR. Yep, I'm gonna revert to. Let's just revert right to launch because I think as long as I'm paying attention, I'll be fine. Yeah, because we have such a low TWR, I'm gonna go up to 1,000 before I even turn, and then I might go up to 3,000 before I go down to 80 degrees. Okay, now we've got a long time to go, so now I'm going to use the apoapsis as my guide here. We're already at 8, so I should be down to about here. There we go, 20 at 20, much more respectable launch. How are we doing on the side tanks? They are draining. Yeah, now I just realized one problem. We don't have the engines anymore that are helping us push here. It should be fine. Our time to apoapsis is going down, but it's going down fairly slowly. I think if we hold this, we should be fine. I think it just went up to 24 from 23 as well. Nope, it went down to 24. This might be interesting. Like I said, though, low TWR launches are fun. See, as you get closer to your apoapsis, the time to it gets closer, slower. And as long as you do it right, you can basically sit there at your apoapsis and spend all your effort keeping that apoapsis in front of you and also raising your periapsis. See, now my apoapsis is basically stalled out at 10 seconds away. Now it's 9 seconds away. It's just right on the edge, and it's probably going to go up to 10, or it might go down to 8 and then back up to 9. There we go. Up to 10, we're good. Of course, we might be in trouble here. Get rid of this, get rid of these, stage. Because we have even worse TWR now. Yeah. There's nothing we can do about this one. Dang it. Okay, I didn't realize that. I should have thought of that. Let's go ahead and revert flight to the VAB. I have an idea, and I'll be back on when we get to this point of the launch, because there's no sense watching this again. I'll show you what I'm going to do, and then I'll come back for that. What we're going to do here is we're going to get these on, because that just makes it easier. And then what I'm going to do here is, these are the ones we're ditching, so I am going to drop these decouplers here. And we're going to actually, whoa, wait a minute. I want those back. We're going to drop these decouplers here because we're going to toss these engines. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep those fuel lines, but I don't know if we're ever going to actually use them. And actually they go to a decoupler anyway. Let's do that. And then we are going to add these engines back to here so we have the same engine power that we had on the way up before. And then these are going to go when this decouples. Yeah. We're going to lose these. No, then these are going to actually happen before that point. Then this is going to decouple. Then we're going to lose all of these things. And this engine is going to go. This engine can go when we toss all these things. And then we'll toss these aside. Yeah. Okay, we are getting close to where we were before, at the point where we're going to be changing things now. We've almost lost the fuel in these guys. There they go. Then we're going to hit these engines to give us more thrust to weight. We can probably now crank this guy down to the 30. And then the next thing to go is going to be this guy, so that's fair. And you think of these engines as atmosphere or as space-only engines, but you notice the specific impulse on these guys is 343. I don't remember what it is in actual atmosphere, but it's pretty high even in regular atmosphere. So it's like this is very close to its space impulse. So once you get over about 10 kilometers, you can consider yourself in space as far as what engines you use are concerned. I think I'm going to crank this down to the 10, and we're just going to sit here until he runs out of fuel. Goodbye. We can stage the new engine anytime we want. And really we might as well, because we're carrying it. I wish you could stage from here. God, I'm so used to being able to. There we go. I don't want to ditch the nose cones, even though we're almost 50 kilometers up. I could probably stage those nose cones. But we might as well wait until we actually have a periapsis or an apoapsis outside the atmosphere. And ideally, the only fuel getting used is out of these guys. Yeah. Apoapsis in the 60s. 70. I wish I could click on it. There we go. Fine. We'll just leave it at that. 91. Okay. Now we can stage away the nose cones. I'm going to hit F5. I again don't have enough fuel in this guy to do anything with, which is annoying. So let's just go ahead and burn him away. Whoa, what did we lose? We didn't lose anything. That was kind of terrifying, though. And done. Okay. Now we're going to hit F5. Stage these guys away. And then this is our ship. We shouldn't extend the solar panels until we're out of here. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're not quite on the way to Minmus yet, but I figured we've got a maneuver node that gets us there. It's in a few days because I'm just waiting in orbit until Minmus gets into a favorable position. But I figured while we were here, we would check out CurbNet. Something I haven't really done too much. Here it is. This is showing me actually biome data, which is awesome. There's whatever it is. Yeah, we have the two modes, and it doesn't tell me what mode it is, I guess. Although it does tell me, yeah, altitude versus biome. Display visibility, turn those off. Let's set it to refresh every 3.5 seconds. But here, what we can do here is we can watch this, and we can say, our altitude is this. See, we can tell what is over here. We can say, what is this over here? Oh, that's deserts. What about this green right here? That's highlands. These are mountains. We're coming up on some shores. But then what we can do is we can hop him out, and he can take a quick EVA report and know that we're over the shores. Or the deserts, whatever. But the Gravioli data, I think the Gravioli data works in all these places as well. So what we can do is here, we can just say, keep this experiment and transfer it right into here. Transfer data. And then what we can bring the CurbNet back up. Where did the CurbNet thing go? The CurbNet button vanished. Is that a bug? Let's hit F5. There is something wrong. Let's go back to the Space Center. I can't hit escape. There we go. I think there was some there, and there's all the, no, that's the ship here. There was something going on. I don't know exactly what it was, but I didn't like it. But now we should be able to, if we add the refreshing here, every 3.5 seconds, we'll know the moment we get over these shores. Now we are. So we can say log gravity data. Cancel it. I thought we had pulled everything in here. Collect all data. Log gravity data over the desert. Collect it. And then we'll wait until we're actually over the shores here, which might be a little hard to pick because by the time it says it, it might not be there. So actually, we're probably there now, over the shores. Sweet. And then collect all. It just makes it a lot easier to do that. But we're not gonna fiddle with that. I'm not gonna do that a whole bunch of times because that's kind of lame. Especially with you guys on the thing here. Is this deserts as well? Yeah, this is deserts. And really, I should just have this up. And then say log gravity data, keep it, and then we could even have, this up. Collect all. Come on, let me click this. Pin him. Then we can say log gravity data. I'll just say yes to that. And then collect all. Yeah. So it's a little clunky, but it gets the job done. I remembered I wanted to put a satellite in orbit of Minmus. So I built one, and I can't afford to launch it. So we're going to log the temperature here, and then we're going to transmit it to Kerbin, which is going to complete a contract that's going to give me the money. I think it's going to give me the money. Oh yeah, that'll be enough money. That'll be the money I need to launch my satellite. And I've decided all satellites are going to be boron satellites. Okay, pretty simple launch. Not even going to do a countdown. Basically, we want to climb up till we're going about 50 meters per second here. I've done a couple test launches to make sure. And this should have what it takes. I got it into orbit. But up to when we get to 50 here, we want to crank it over a bit. And then we basically want to follow prograde here and drag prograde down. We don't want to go too far, maybe down to the 70 marker by the time this thing runs out. And then we'll switch over to whatever mode you call it, map mode, to see what our apoapsis is, because, you know, the game doesn't tell you that. And this thing does kind of fight me, because if you go back into regular mode here, we've got these fins on the back that are making it super stable, but are making it hard to control. Really, I would rather have him be stable than than easier to control. We got plenty of electric charge to get us through this ascent here. Now I'm going to keep burning until we run out of fuel. If you look here, Minmus is kind of over here. There it is. And as we burn, we're going to be pushing our apoapsis up around this way, so we should be able to just go around one orbit and then hit Minmus. That's what I'm hoping here. Okay, well, let's turn that off. Let him go to aerodynamic stability here. Yeah, see, all we got to do now is circularize and then burn up at the next orbit, probably, and that'll do it. And we should be high enough up that aerodynamics isn't going to matter one lick. Oops, definitely don't want to be thrusting right now. Let's get our solar panels open, because we don't want to, you know, run out of power. We have a nice reaction control system on here. We've got the nice antenna. We've got relays. That's the whole point of this thing as far as I'm concerned, is I want it to be able to relay. And, yeah, look at that. We've got a relay to this guy and back down. So it is showing me that. So this guy can talk to this guy. This guy, though, can't. Does your ship need a relay antenna to talk to a relay? That seems... Frankly, that seems stupid. But I hope not, because I'm kind of hoping that I'll be able to use this relay antenna to talk back to Kerbin when we are in orbit of Minmus. Let's go ahead and get him where he wants to be. Yeah, no, we're talking to that other ship. We're talking to the space station. Although, no, that's the Neon 1. That's the ship that we're sending up to Minmus. So we are talking to it. So that's good. It must be just from Moon. Yeah, see, these satellites don't have good enough antennas to talk to each other. They can just relay to Kerbin from there. So we couldn't get to here from Moon, but if he was around Moon, we could probably get to him from there, if you know what I mean. Keep focusing view instead of setting target. Did they flip those buttons around or something? Yeah, this is basically horrific. As far as a time to burn is concerned, I can probably... Actually, why don't we do it here? Because we'll be moving slower here than anywhere else. So let's fix our ascending, descending node here. I don't generally like to do these kind of burns, but I'll do it here just because. I'm working on a mod called Drop a Maneuver Node. It has a great acronym because I'm a child. And the really nice thing about it, though, is it one of the buttons is drop a maneuver node at your periapsis, one's at your apoapsis, and I'm hoping I'll be able to add drop a maneuver node at your ascending and your descending node. So you just it's a icon over here, and you just click it, and then it's got a bunch of buttons, and you're like, boom, periapsis. And ideally, I'm going to have, like, if you click on the periapsis, then it's going to be like, do you want to make it circularization burn? And then at the ascending and descending node, it's like, do you want to set it to tilt your orbit? I have no idea if it'll work or not, but it's a cool idea. Okay, what is our descending node now? It's -3. Is that going to send it down or up? -2. That should be fine. Plus, we can fix it here. Okay, now if we burn out to Minmus, I'm doing this right at the descending node here. And then we're going to be coming in this way. We want to come in on the other side, which I think means probably a little less prograde if I have my yes, I do. And we can tweak that. It's 504 meters per second. We should have far more than that in the tank. So let's hit F5 and do this. And I think I'm going to get this guy at least heading to Minmus. And then we will, I'm going to bid you adieu there, and then we'll do the rest of this mission in a second episode, because I think this episode's already running kind of long. I know nobody cares about episodes running long, but when they run long, I can't get as many of them out. I do actually only have a limited amount of time to play this game. And the game lied to me again. Although I think this time was because I was burning the engine slowly down below. But I really wish that this estimated burn time was at full burn. The moment the better burn time mod becomes available, and I'm not testing a pre-release, I'm going to be installing it. We do want to hit this maneuver node fairly accurately because it's got a normal component in it as well. And here we come in, and that right there is what I'm talking about. Maybe a tiny bit more. There we go. Okay, this here is in 8 days, so we are going to have to eject before we do anything with this guy. So I'm going to leave you here. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, spin this thing around so it looks cool, and talk at you later.